Hello, everyone. Can you hear okay? I had something weird happen on my computer. That's why I asked. This is live streaming isn't available now. What? Oh, how are you, everyone? Geezer first. All right. Hi, Donald. Truth Fears and Stefan Williams watches. Okay. Hi, Eddie. And I wasn't late. No, no, no. I was right on time, Geezer. 4 o'clock on the button. I was. Honest, I was. I have my I checked my my really great watch. This is the one I made myself, so I know it's right. Oh, let's see, Geezer. Sorry for looking uh losing it. It's funny that Williams watches. I didn't notice it. I'll have to go back and look. Okay. I am not on Archie time, Geezer. I was right on time. Hi, Junior Johnson and Mark. How's it going? Ah, some of you start early, I see. I started on time, I, I think. Time to pose a fine on Mr. What for? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm innocent. I've been framed. Oh, geez. I think it's feeling like summer, starting this summer, so that's a good thing. Hey, Dr. A and B. Yeah, I don't know. I guess is everyone all right? Well, we were talking about crooked cops, and I said something, and the guy just started attacking me. First called me. Oh my God, I missed that. Whew. Well, um, sorry about that. Um, we'll just let it pass, okay? We just let it go by. As the penguins in Madagascar say, just smile and wave. Ah, got my CS on. This watch is something I noticed. I had put up three watches, one with sterling silver, one with platinum, and one with white gold. And somebody said that platinum weighs the most. And this has got really good heft to it. And I think it may be the reason why. Okay. As Stefan, I have no idea, but I say no for Genta is the pen and napkin designer guy, not the typical engineer. Pen and napkin designer. What an interesting way of putting it. I know exactly what you mean. At one time, I think when this guy first conceived of the P-38, he drew this little outline of this airplane on a napkin. So that I understand. Oh, good. Hey, Donald, thank you for letting me know. Hi, Rohit. How's it going? Ah, okie doke. Um, Hey, Eddie, I'm so mad at myself. Oh, why was I was finishing up the restoration last night at 3:30 a.m. When I was putting the movement in the case, I knocked the minute hand and it broke. Oh man. Oh gee. I that I that happens. I understand it. Hey Mark, how you doing? Oh boy. Supposedly the Nautilus was conceived on a napkin. Yeah, that I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, a lot of ideas, if you sort of sketch it out on a napkin. I had the other day, I sketched out a snail cam on a piece of paper I have here. I don't know what I did with it. Probably threw it away. I That's I hoard paper. I hate throwing away paper until I've used it all up. Okay, doke. Hi, Dwayne. Hi, Shot in the Dark. How you guys doing? Okay, I'm working on a pocket watch from Dad. Ooh, that sounds interesting, Stefan. That sounds very interesting. Okie doke. Hi, Grumby, Dwayne, everyone. All right. All right. Thanks, Mark. Okay, Mark. I'll start with you today. What did you find out about Gerald Genta doing design? Well, designing a movement as opposed to just a watch. I ran across one of the subscribers is a woman who's a big Gerald Genta fan, and she collects his watches. And I thought, well, this is sort of interesting. I didn't ask her about whether he had ever done this before, but I've always wanted to have a Gerald Genta watch, not one that was just designed by him, but the whole watch. And the Elizabeth, and I'm going to say her last name wrong, I'm sure, Elizabeth Dewar, who's I think the editor or one of the main people at, it's called Quill and Pad, I think. Quill and Pad has a lot of really good articles about watches. And she's also been a judge for a number of years for the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève. So, she's been around for a while. I don't know what her background is as far as watchmaking, but, somebody you listen to. And she sort of dismissed it in this way. She said, he never designed a movement or he never made a movement. He was simply a designer. And so I, at I was looking up his background, but he was also a watchmaker. And I thought, well, maybe, I don't know. Um, maybe he did do some. Now there was a company called Gerald Genta, and I don't know if any of those watches had his movement or one that he designed or had any part in doing. So anyway, how about you guys? You guys, anybody find anything on that? The Octo Knock Homosio. I don't know. There are only two Gentas I really like. The Pearl. He did the pole router. I didn't know that. He didn't. The Bugari, so they say it. The Bugari Octo. He didn't do. He did the perfectly round one, not the one with the octagon. That's just what I found out when I got the Octo. That it was certainly influenced by him, but he was. I guess he wasn't with Bulgari at the time, and I don't know. He's quite a character. For years, people thought he was the designer of the overseas, but he wasn't. But he never corrected anybody who gave him credit for it. I'll put it that way. Hyatt or forgot. I think it was some guy. I think his name was Hyatt, something like that, who designed the overseas, and it didn't look like Junta's design, but he was certainly, I think, an important designer. One of the things that I like is called a pull tab. A pull tab um, hands that he has. I like those, and he uses a lot of retrograde. I don't know. Maybe he had something to do with those. I just don't know. Royal Oak is the only Genta design. Uh, no. He did a lot of others. He did the Bulgari. He did the uh, Nautilus. He did a whole bunch of them, but he didn't do all. I mean, he didn't do everything. Okay. Let's see. Genta did say in an interview that his masterpiece was Royal Oak. Yeah, I would agree with that, Geezer. Yeah, I think so too. I really like the Royal Oak, the plain one. What they sort of over Royal Oak, the Royal Oak, in my estimation. Hey, Forbin, Genta has become an unassailable legend like Carroll Shelby. When the legend is better than the truth, they print the legend, and Genta design is lofted to Frank Lloyd Wright or Raymond Loewy status. You're right, Forbin. Whether he deserves that or not, I don't know. But I like a lot of his designs. The ones, those sports watches that he did a whole series of those with those pull tab hands on it, and I like those. Um, my sports casual. Okay, there's another conversation going on here. Um, I don't like the Royal Oak much. Prefer the Nautilus. Doesn't appeal to me. I was able to find was he designed high end watches for high brands such as AP, Patek, Bulgari, IW. Yeah, he did the one. And I'm going to mispronounce this, so prepare yourself. He did the IWC Ingenue. I think it's something like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, at least you found out something. I think if we look closely at the Gerald Genta brand, that I would be really interested in finding if any of the movements there were something other than off the shelf ETAs or something like that. He must have done some different things because he had so many retrogrades in a lot of his watches that came out of the Gerald Genta brand, and maybe maybe Mark Vitorek at Agenor did it for him. I don't know. Um, Talking about Joe Genta, I'm so tempted to get a Gerard Perregaux Loretto for my 60th next month. Did he have influence the design of this one? I don't know. There's a funny little article whenever I do a Google search on watch designs by Gerald Genta. The certain five of them come up. Of course, the top one is the Royal Oak, the Nautilus, the Bulgari, the IWC Ingenue, uh, and another one I can't think. Did he do a Piaget design? I'm not sure. Um, okay, I don't know. Anybody on that one? Can you think of a watch that he's well known for other than Royal Oak, Bulgari? I love that name. See, Bulgari. Nautilus, Ingenue. He did one more, I think he's well known for. He did the pole router rowhead, said to be his design. Okay. You know, Williams watches, uh, talking to Geezer, um, the a Calatrava with a display back, an exhibition back. I would like that too. My Calatrava is solid, but that the 6000G, I really like that watch, and it's has a lot of things on it I don't like, such as it. All of them have black dials, but everything in that dial, they have the white lettering, so it's not too hard to read for me. Um, but that is a Calatrava. So originally, so was the that big giant pilot watch that Patek Philippe had. That originally was a Calatrava. They don't call it a Calatrava anymore. But the 6000G is a Calatrava. I wonder if that has a display back. Does anybody know? Hi, Angelo. How you doing? Um, Okay, Polo's based on an old Piaget. Yes, you're right. You're right, Mark. That's absolutely right. What was that old Piaget design called? Starts with an E, and I can't remember what it is. Yeah, you're right though. So he didn't do that one. I'm amazed you guys can remember all these numbers. I can't remember the numbers too well, Junior, but I can sort of describe them. Geezer, 6006 Alphabet Soup Watch. Is that what it is? The thing I like about it is I like the hand date, and I like they have three different numbered tracks on it, and I don't know why. They're very simple, very clear, and I like them. Looking at his designs, you don't open the watch from the back, but you see a large wrench from the front. I see. Yeah, I agree. Williams watches anything with a nice movement should have a display back. Okay. Um, yeah, Stefan, those are the ones I think he did have some, and I was wondering. Hi, Hans. I was wondering who did it. Do you know what would seem like a fun watch to have? Let me see. Something with a broken minute hand. How about that, Eddie? Sorry. Okay. Do you know what seemed like a fun watch to have? Hamilton Otis. It's essentially a reverso, but made in the U.S. They eventually stopped it because a patent issue with JLC. Boy, that would be a fun one to have. That would be a very fun one to have. Dwayne, let's see. Has a Mickey Mouse on one that looks. Yes, Dwayne. I that's another watch I wouldn't mind having at all. Is a, Mickey Mouse watch by Gerald Genta. That was one. I think that was one of his brands when he had a brand for a while. Grandson A. I don't think he did. Mark, the Grand Sonore was. I don't know if was it one of his design, or not sure what it was. Okay, what something was a low blow. Oh, sorry, Eddie. That was. I agree. Couldn't resist it. Let's see. Yeah, the Genta Mickey Mouse. I like that a lot. I'd go with a white dial. Okay, Donald Duck with a gold club. Eh. Okay, there's a discontinued Royal Oak offshore triple date, but only 40 millimeter, an oddball but nice. Ah, Fahrenheit 451. Those are the ones that can be really good buys sometime when you find sort of an odd duck like that. Let's see. In 54, and at a young age of 23, he excelled in designing the SAS pole router, a watch which commemorated the polar route flight of the SAS at the time. Aha. You know, I've seen some pole routers come up in collections, and they're always fun. And I like the story behind pole routers too. Okay, did Genta work for Bulova? He may have. I don't know. Does anybody know if he worked for Bulova? He worked for a lot of different outfits, but I don't know. I just don't know. Hi, Tim. Okay, you're talking about, let's see, the 5296 sector dial. I have is my favorite, and it has a display back. 50, Tim, isn't that's a pretty new one, isn't it? The 5296. The one I like is on in terms of numbers with Patek Philippe is 5124. That's how come I thought it might be news. Okay, so let's go back to that. Did anybody Uh, know if Genta did anything in terms of movement because he was a watchmaker. I mean, he had all of the watchmaker credentials and everything, and he did have his own company for a number of years. So they discounted it. Aha. Okay. All right. Rohit, sector dials are great. JLC has one that looks great. You know, the sector dial on the master control, I think, is a really nice one. That it's something about it that just like a very solid watch. Yeah, I know. Tim, one of the things that when you look at a lot of his watches, the design, especially his sports watches, those round ones, and they have sort of like a double retrograde on them. When there's, I don't know who does retrogrades outside of Agenor. That doesn't mean they don't do them. Maurice Lacroix seems to also be very big on retrogrades. Let's see. I can't get the 5170 out of my mind. You know how it goes on. Yeah, I do. I think we all do. Listening after a watch. I think, I've been so focused on wanting to get this one from Agenor with the single minute hand, then the jumping hours, that I really haven't been paying much attention to all of the other watches. No, Geezer, you can't have it. How's that? I like that resonance. I tell you what, maybe if I can find a secret to it, and if I can get off my rear end and file down this the bases of those two 6498 clones that I have, and get them close enough to do resonance, that would be fun. That would just be a fun thing to look at. And as soon as if I got it done, I'd just take it apart and put both of them into separate watches. But it'd be fun to find out. The overseas 4500. Oh, I don't know the overseas 4500. I know them. No, the overseas mainly by the. You know what? I keep getting redrawn back to the Vacheron Constantin Quadrille. Keep That one is always on my list. I have so many on my list, and I'm not thinking about them because I'm thinking about the other one. Hi, Ronan, um, is number 5 in the Omega constellation. Oh, wait a minute. Gerald Genta did something, and he did some of the Omega constellation. That sounds familiar. Uh, oh, truth fears. Oh man, I tell you, you're gonna get us all in trouble. Be careful. Uh, hey dog, how's it going, man? Let's see. Give you a pocket watch with an hour hand and a second hand for the resonance. The minute hand may be there, it may not be. You'll find out in about a minute when the hand. I tell you, I have. It's sort of like having one shoe or one sock. I These things happen with hands and different parts. I I never throw a hand away. I don't care what it is, and some of them show up. This one, I think, my nemesis is the second hand. Um, this guy over here has a little larger second hand than the subdial circle for it, and that's because something happened. It ran away from home. The one that went with these other two hands. I don't know. That's one of the things that I don't mind looking at the back of a watch to see the second hand. I don't mind at all. One of the probably the most expensive chronomet souverain is the Holland and Holland, and they have no power reserve indicator on it, and they have no sub-second, and and it's the most expensive one. So if you have something like that, you flip it over and see if the balance is doing its job, rather than looking at the second hand to see if you remember to wind it up or not. Hey, Marty, how you doing? Oh, good. Oh, oh man. Um, yeah, yeah, I know that's one with a steel case. Geezer is is the case. I don't think. Well, maybe the case is a gunmetal case, but do you know if it's a Holland and Holland? I think what he did, he took these. I think he got two shotgun barrels from Holland and Holland, and and then did something so that you could see the graining, or the swirling. I don't know what they call it in the gunmetal in the Holland and Hollands, and use that for a dial. Um, he didn't make very many of them, as far as I know, but they're really beautiful. And I was wondering, well, maybe maybe he did make the case out of gunmetal, but I don't know. Hey, Donald. Okay. Genta developed a new way of reading time by associating two complications, jumping hour and retrograde minutes. That's what we're doing, and already Gerald Genta is trying to steal our idea. I thought we stole the idea from the Time Here and Time Here There by Van Cleef and our pals. All we did was pop out the that 1 hour hand. You're doing fine, Mark. You got information. That's what's important. You have watch information today. Yeah, but the case is just standard steel. Okay. Do you know, Giza? You know that FP Jorn has a big collection of watches made from gunmetal. He's really into that. I don't know if the ones that he has the cases and the dial are gunmetal, but I know that he has a big collection of those for some reason. Um, Only shotgun Purdy's. Hmm. Let's see, Dwayne. Hi, Dwayne. Yes, from Antique Holland and Holland Shotguns. Yeah, yeah. Now I don't know if I don't know if his other ones are that, Dwayne. I do know that the Holland and Holland Chronomet through Rain Holland and Holland, that one is from Holland and Holland Shotgun steel. But apparently he's got a whole bunch of other ones that are from gunmetal. Now, others, some of them could be Holland and Holland. I don't know. Hey, Casey, Genta helped redesign Pasha for Cartier in the early 80s. Ah, that's interesting. Thanks, Casey. I didn't know that either. Um, Find a source for Damascus steel. I've seen a lot of, on the, what's it called? Something time of taste of modern or something like that. They have ads all over the place. Or at least in my email they do. And a touch of modern. And they have some good watch deals there too. But they've got a lot of knife advertisements made of Damascus steel. So must be around someplace. Um, is it expensive? Something going on here. Okay, guys. Well, listen. Uh, Time is up. More to the point, I've got to finish up a collection review that will have that'll be published tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to go. And so everybody, thank you all for coming. And I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can dig up some movement part or something that Genta had a hand in. He may not have though. I'm just was asking. Rohit and Blake. Um, yeah. Okay. Good seeing you guys. Take care, and everyone be really safe. Okay.